All right, BKFC 42 weigh-ins. We're here with the man himself, Keith Rockstar Richardson, back in the squared circle tomorrow night. Last time we saw you, you were putting on a fight of the year candidate against Justin Scoggins at Myrtle Beach, back in South Carolina here in Greenville. Talk about how you're feeling right now after so many different opponent changes and heading in there tomorrow night.
You know me. I'm just always ready to fight. Like, just put a warm body in front of me, and I'm gonna drop him cold.
I know you don't care who the opponent is, and you'll fight any time. But what were all the reasons for all the pullouts from your opponents? Do you know?
I don't know. After they tell me somebody pulls out, I've had it happen so many times in my career. I don't follow up really. Doesn't matter if they're not fighting, they're not fighting. I think a couple of them were injuries or medical issues or something like that. But doesn't matter. I'm just focused on whoever shows up.
Now, you got your first taste of the BKFC for yourself back in January. Of course, you're familiar with the sport because of your fiance Taylor. You got your first taste. You were in there back in January. Talk a little bit about the change from MMA to BKFC and how you're feeling heading in there.
That first taste was that was a big piece of big meal. The first having my first Bareknuckle fight, fight of the year candidate. Definitely completely immersed myself in the sport, I think, now. It was definitely a fight that I needed at the time, especially with everything I was going through personally. I lost my dad the week before the fight, so it was just one of those great moments where I just got to just put it all out there, put it all on the line, and just fight my heart out and fight through everything that I was fighting through. So it was just a big moment for me. And then, I remember I was just wrecked after, I remember just bawling in the back.
Yeah, you were definitely emotional that night, and it was an incredible performance. To do that with all that was going on, for sure, that was insane. The first time I talked to you, you had talked about why you got into MMA. You needed that adrenaline rush that, that most compares to your time in combat. Yeah. What was the adrenaline rush of BKFC compared to MMA? Can you talk about the difference?
I think it's actually even closer. One of the things as long as all your boys are good and everybody Roger's up, freaking firefights are an adrenaline rush. They're in a fucked up way, they're kind of fun. So I think just the speed, the aggression of Bareknuckle is probably even closer than even MMA. MMA, you still got to be a little you got 5 minutes to work with, so you got to be tactical with energy consumption and stuff like that. Especially if if you're well trained and stuff like that. 2-minute rounds with a minute break, you can go the fuck off and recover, and it just it just keeps a higher pace, higher intensity, so it's even more of an adrenaline rush. It's definitely even closer to a firefight than MMA, I think.
Love that. And it's you get closer to a full reset in between rounds here with the quick, fast pace. Is MMA on the back burner for now? I know that you still train MMA and you got your gym and everything, but is BKFC the focus right now, or are you going back and forth?
MMA is never going to be on the back burner, but right now I love what I'm doing. I love BKFC. They're blowing up. Everybody got a real good look at what they're about in that last card. Absolutely. MMA is I'm too talented of an MMA fighter to ever say and that that's the crazy thing. Everybody in MMA always knew of me as a grappler and a submission fighter. Everybody was worried about getting on the ground. And now, especially after that Scoggins fight, everybody took note of my striking and my heart. So, where are you gonna beat me?
Yeah, they got to see the hands for sure. One last thing, can we expect another fight of the year candidate tomorrow? You trying to get in there and get out quick? What are we looking at?
I am never pushing for another fight of the year candidate. That's bullshit. They don't pay me by the hour. Knockout of the night, I'm trying to Taylor's first bare knuckle fight was fight of the year. Then she had one of the fastest. Then she had the fastest finish in female history. Like, if I take that route, I'm more than happy with that. Like, they don't pay me by the round. They don't pay me by the punch. They pay me per fight. Fucking fight of the night sucks.
There it is. Keith Richardson, one of the most exciting fighters on the roster right now. Pay attention tomorrow night. Any final words?
Thanks for all the support. Thanks for the people coming out. And thanks for my team and family over at Modern Warrior.
There it is. Thank you very much for your time, buddy. See ya.